Hey guys, what is going on? It is DaBoki here once again, and it is time for another Maple Monday. It is September 21st, 2020, and it is a pretty glorious Monday. I hope you guys are all having a wonderful start to the week, getting this Monday on as best as you can. Today on Maple Monday, I wanted to talk a little bit about making Mesos on Reboot. I've been playing a lot of Reboot lately, and I get asked a lot, how do you make Mesos? So I wanted to go ahead and go through some tips and tricks on making Mesos in Reboot. I know there's a lot of talk about farming Mesos on Reboot, but this video will focus on kind of not farming with an external character, but more making Mesos on your own character and what you can do if you didn't want to have kind of a secondary farmer class, because I did make a Meso making guide a really long time ago on how you have to make a Kana and get all the Meso gear, and then you farm with your Kana, and then you can then transfer the Mesos over to your main character. But with Gentle Straws, actually, I've done a little different approach and went through just trying out to see how you can make Mesos, or how will it be just making Mesos on your main character. Before we get into it, you guys know it's time for some Maple Monday submissions. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to submit a Maple Monday submission, you can send it to TheDaBoki@gmail.com. Let us get into it. Oh my goodness, Tina has drawn one of her friends' Maple Story character, and this is super cute. I really enjoy this this green ogre skin. First of all, the little bubble gum popping out of the mouth, very flashy. To be honest, I really enjoy this little acorn up here in the top left. I think that little face is really cute. Thank you so much, Tina, for the Maple Monday submission. Very adorable. Next Maple Monday submission is from Mustafa. So Mustafa says that a very talented friend has drawn this. Here is his level 220 Aaron on the EU server Luna. Oh, that is so cool, guys. I really enjoy this picture. First of all, Aarons are a rare breed in MapleStory. I feel like you can't really find them as frequently and often. There's a few rare ones out there. So a few notable things that I really enjoy about this picture, of course, the pink bean slippers, very on point. That is super cute. I really also like this cape. I believe that's the Tyrant Cloak cape, but the way that it was drawn on this picture, it's very fluid, very like comfortable looking. MapleStory capes don't look very comfortable, and I think it's just because the way the capes are kind of like always fanned out. They kind of look plasticky almost, but this one, it gives me a sense of comfort, like it's almost like a blanket wrapped around. Next Maple Monday submission is from Lishian, I hope I'm saying your name correctly. It says, I love your videos, and some of my favorite are the Gentle Straws series. So I drew first job Gentle Straws at Sport Hill. Okay, this is pretty glorious. First of all, like the fruit knife, really captures the beginner stages of the straw. Is that a crying carrot that is on my shoulder? I can't really tell. I think it is, but this pixel like paint style of drawing is very cool. Okay, Tang has submitted a glorious drawing of I believe my thumbnail. So my thumbnail is here, and then I This is Tang's drawing. Oh, this is actually pretty good. You captured my hair very gloriously. You know, it looks like I do have Lego hair, which is of course accurate. DaBoki in-game, DaBoki in real life. Yo, DaBoki in-game though. Look at this stud muffin. Drawn by Tang, YouTube Learn Verse, Maple Monday with the little slime down there in the bottom right. Beautiful submission, Tang. Thank you so much for the whiteboard drawing. I enjoy it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, like always, for those wonderful Maple Monday submissions. Again, if you want to submit anything, TheDaBoki@gmail.com. I'd love to have your guys' artwork or whatever that you create. It is a lot of fun to go through it, and I really appreciate all of you for taking the time to submit something. It was really great. Okay. Let's get into it, guys. A gentle way to make MapleStory Mesos in Reboot. I felt like my playstyle with Gentle Straws was a lot different from my first time I played through Reboot with my DaBoki Bowmaster, if you guys remember him and all of his gloriness. Still had a lot of fun playing both of them, but again, I approached both of them in a different way. So with DaBoki, I actually did make a Kana farmer. I did go through the whole thing of getting my Kana farmer up with all the Meso gear, farmed a lot on my Kana, transferred over the Mesos to DaBoki, where he then kind of reaped in the rewards and the Mesos that my poor Ryuji Boki was doing all the work over there. But for Gentle Straws here, I actually did a very different approach. I wanted to see how far I could get with gentle straws, with I guess self-sufficing, self-sufficing, self-funding himself with Meso. So all the progression that I did, you know, minus the links and the legions or whatever, we'll get into that in some other video. All the progression I did on gentle straws was from himself. All his items and all of his Mesos was earned from him. So it was really cool because I got to play my main character more, and it was really awesome. So I'll talk about the pros and the cons maybe at the end of the video, a little bit later, but right now I'll go ahead and start talking about different ways to make Mesos on Reboot without using an external farmer. Now I'm emphasizing the external farmer because essentially when you're training, when you're making Mesos, you're pretty much farming for it, right? When you're going out of your way to farm, like obtain Mesos, you're farming. You're farming for Mesos, so we're not doing the traditional farm though. I get a lot where people are coming into Reboot for the first time and they hear about the Kana farmer and they feel like that it's just a mandatory class to make in order to succeed in Reboot. Now it is very helpful. It is probably will put you up there, you know, it will make you be more efficient down the road for the longer road, but you're not going to be able to play your character as much in the earlier stages and so forth. So first, definitely take advantage of Ursus, the good old money bear. There are times where he is 2x Meso, so that means when you go in, you will earn 2 times the amount of Mesos inside Ursus. That means that all your rewards will be ×2, and you can do Ursus ×3. So if you get the S rank, which is probably the more common one to get, you'll be getting roughly around 30 mil per run, so that's 90 mil a day for your S rank. Next is Maple Tour. Maple Tour is really great. Maple Tour, you go in 2 times for free. You accumulate wages, so every day that you finish up Maple Tour, it goes towards your paycheck, your Maple Story Meso paycheck. And then it'll show you what date you can pull out your Mesos, and with that, on that day, you pull out all your Mesos, and then you have a pretty fat Meso paycheck. You can, however, pull out your Mesos earlier if you want, but you'll be deducted a 50% penalty. Next is, of course, the boss monster crystals. Now, this is probably one of my most favorite ways to obtain Mesos. I think it's really cool. You know, if you guys seen those crystals dropping from bosses, those intense crystals, you sell it to the collector, and he will go ahead and give you a big chunk of Mesos depending on what boss you fight, what difficulty the boss was at, and how many people were in your party. So if you have 2 people in the party, the crystal will be deducted by half because each of you get split of the profit of the crystals. What's really awesome about Maple Guide is if you go into here and you go into the boss content tab, you can actually see all the different bosses that are in Maple Story. Look at that, there's even Black Mage all the way in the top, and you can see what star rankings there are and what bosses that you can kind of clear and what you can't, and see where you fall in. Alright, the next one I wanted to talk about is extracting equipment. Now this is recommended for equipments that are 140 up. We'll talk about crafting stuff, possibly another video if you guys want to know more about crafting these days in Maple Story. I was actually pretty against this in a way because I was just too lazy to do it, and then my viewers on Twitch really persuaded me to try it out one time, and I did it, and I was like, that is incredible. I'm never going back to not extracting equipment. So what I like to do with these pencilar equips, these level 140 and up, you have a chance to get an item called, I believe, the Philosopher's Stone. This little colorful stone right here. You see I have 235 saved up. I'm going to actually go ahead and put those in storage, and I'm just going to show you guys, and all my Meso too while I'm at it. Then I'm going to show you guys how much Mesos we make from just extracting those equips. So I'm going to go ahead and open up my alchemy tab here, and we're going to go ahead and extract some equipments. I'm going to extract just all my pencilar equips, the 140s here. So I have 13 of these Philosopher's Stone crystals. You saw that it just had a small little amount of pencilar equips. I mean, when you're training and stuff, you start racking up a lot of equips, and you can then go ahead and do this little trick to make a little extra Meso. It's just a little bump, you know, a little bump for the trunk, you know what I'm saying? Philosopher's Stones, you can see they sell for 300k each. Boom, about 4 mil, almost 4 mil there. It's not like a significant amount, but the mils, they add up, you know what I'm saying? You got to get a mil to make a bill. So this is actually going to tie into the next little topic of making Meso, is selling spell traces. This has been around for a bit, but there's still people that don't know what spell traces are used for in Maple Story, and spell traces are actually, in Maple Story Reboot, is just for currency. It's just for selling. I know in the regular servers they're used to upgrade items. All you want to do with the spell traces in Reboot is sell them. There's just another way to make Meso. I have 1,000 spell traces here, 5,000 Mesos each. We sell it, we get another 4 mil. right there. The next one is a little tedious to kind of get going, but it's not bad. It's not too bad. It's the Silent Crusade coins. You have to do the Silent Crusade pre-quest in order to obtain the shop to be able to start doing this method of making Mesos, and it's really not that a significant amount, but it's a little bit, right? It helps out, especially if you're just doing a little bit by little bit. It's fun to kind of have these different ways and outlets to obtain Mesos. So for Silent Crusade, you have to do the Silent Crusade pre-quest here in order to obtain the shop. I really recommend the Silent Crusade because, first of all, you get the shop that's opened up, which right here is the mysterious Meso pouch, and also it opens up a boss called Arcarium, who is located in the Temple of Time. So what's cool about the Silent Crusade, if you guys didn't know, these little coins drop for every boss pretty much you fight. You probably will rack up quite a bit of them after a while if you just don't notice, because you forget about the Silent Crusade coins, and then all of a sudden you have like thousands and thousands, and then you're like, whoa, what do I use these coins for? I would just buy out mysterious Meso pouches. So I have 456 saved up right now, and I can buy 15. So I'm just gonna buy out 15. And what I do is I like to take this Meso pouch, I'll put it on a hotkey here, and we can go ahead and I guess open up your chat if you're brave. Goodness gracious, I'm always scared to do that because of the smegas. I'm like, I don't know what it is about Reboot and the obsession of feet. Anyways, that's another topic. We're gonna go ahead and start opening up these Meso boxes, or these Meso pouches. You can see I'm holding down the button, and the most that you can get that I've seen is 5 mil, but it's a little bit rare, but still we obtained it. We hit 5 mil once, and that's another little Meso obtainage way. So now I have 21 mil. Little mills, but again, mills make bills. So just save on to it. Don't get discouraged if you don't have a lot of Mesos. Just do what you can. So the last thing I want to talk about on making Mesos on MapleStory Reboot is, I guess we're going to talk about farming a little bit when you're on your main account or your main character. So when you're training and you're hitting away at a map or some sort, you can go ahead and actually come to the Legion shop. If you didn't know, there's a Legion wealth coupon for 70 coins. And this will go ahead and increase your Mesos that you obtain by 50%. So this is a nice boost, and this kind of ties into getting the Meso gear and all of that, but I don't really want to go into the Meso gear too much. This is a really nice little thing. It's expensive at the start, 70 Legion coins. Legion coins are obtained for having additional characters on your account. They will rack up these Legion coins. Legion is a whole nother topic. I don't want to overwhelm you guys with that, but if you guys were looking for a little bit of a boost, I just warn you guys, this shop has a lot of good things to buy stuff. So if you guys are low on Legion coins, don't stress too much about the Legion wealth coupon. It's for later down the road, again, when you're training in higher level maps and you're really grinding. This is a nice buff to kind of add on to yourself to make that extra little bit of Meso. So now I'm going to talk a little bit about the differences between making a Kana farmer or another character to farm your Mesos versus just playing on your main character and obtaining your Mesos. I can't really call this a pros and cons because they're just really personal preferences. Some people get burnt out really easily, some people enjoy different play styles, so these are just all my personal opinions on what I enjoyed. Because just a disclaimer, I really did like the Kana class. I actually have 2 on my account. I think they're just a really fun class. The skills are really nice. The class just feels really good in general for me. So yeah, both ways were really fun to play. So what I enjoyed about making Mesos just purely on my main. First of all, I got to play my main a lot. I think I played Gentle Straws a lot more than I did DaBoking. I just felt really invested with Gentle Straws. I felt like getting the Mesos and I guess upgrading my equips, seeing my damage go up, seeing my progression just purely on the straw was really fulfilling for me, and it felt really cool. It felt awesome. And it's gonna sound a little cheesy, but I felt like I got really close to my character and I got to know him more, I guess, like his personality. Okay, anyways, but yeah, no, it was cool just being able to play on my main character and getting the funds when I needed them from my main. What I really enjoyed about making a Kana farmer was that I saw huge, fast, big gains because I got these big chunk of Mesos that I was able to kind of pump into my DaBoking, my Bowmaster, and just seeing the huge gains. But I noticed myself not really feeling, I think, as invested into my Bowmaster because my time was really split 50-50 on farming Mesos on my Kana and then just kind of pushing them over to DaBoking and then going back onto my Kana right after. I didn't really go and do any sort of progression with DaBoki, just equips, it started to feel like a little bit of a drag to level up my Bowmaster at a time, because I was already doing so much farming on my Kana that it was like training 2 characters. And when my Kana leveled up, it just felt like empty levels. Like I wasn't really invested into the character because all I wanted was the money, the Mesos. I was just a gold digger for my Kana, and I was just giving it to DaBoki, and I don't know, I felt like my emotions and my time was really split between the two. Something that I can see that's really beneficial though for having a Kana farmer is the late game, is the long haul. You know, people always say that MapleStory isn't a race, it's a marathon. Or what is it? It's not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's just how long you can kind of endure, and you're trying to see the bigger picture of everything, and it's for the long run. And Kanas really, I think, complete that picture of the story, because they will help you farm for later endgame materials, which of course I'm not there, nowhere near. I'm such a slow progressor and slow everything in MapleStory, but I play a lot, but I think I'm just not a very efficient player. So yeah, they help out in the long run there, as well as just in case if you wanted to change mains, or if you're making new characters that you wanted to fund, Kanas will help you get there. And so that's a really big benefit on having a Kana farmer. Guys, that will conclude this Maple Monday. Man, I think next Monday is the last Maple Monday that I said I would do for a bit. So it's been really cool though, guys, this September being able to bring back the Maple Mondays. Again, if you guys want to submit any sort of Maple Monday submission, TheDaBoki@gmail.com. Really appreciate all of your guys' support. Thank you so much, ladies and gents. Like always, much love, one love. This has been DaBoki. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all are having a glorious start to the week, and I'll be seeing you guys later. Goodbye.